So this right here, this is probably the most common wire you're going to see in a residential application. You're going to have the most of it throughout the home. This is often called Romex, which is the trade name, but it is a non-metallic wire type B. Now, before this, there was a non-metallic wire that has been superseded by this B type one. But most people are going to call it Romex. You can call it NMB if you want. Anyways, all of these here, even though they may look decently different, it's all the same type of wire. It's Romex or NMB. An important distinction to know with wire, these here are the actual wires. Now this whole assembly is considered a cable when it's all bundled together like this. And you can see I've peeled back the insulation, and then there's a layer of paper inside. That one layer surrounds this grounding conductor, and then the other piece surrounds all of them together inside this plastic sheathing. I've already opened that up. Now the main difference in all these three, even though I said they're the same type of wire, is their size and their number of conductors. So wire sizing is a little bit weird. We'll get a little bit more into that in the next segment. But this here, this is a 12 gauge. It's obvious because it's yellow, and so that's great to know. You can walk in and you know yellow is 12 gauge. The white is 14 gauge, which is actually smaller. And then these other sizes, I'm not 100% sure that the color always coordinates with the gauge, although that would make sense. But this here is I had it marked on here. This is a 6 gauge. It's quite a bit bigger, you can see. And this here is a 10 gauge. So that might seem a little weird that the smaller number, the 6, is actually clearly the biggest, thickest wire here. That's the way the gauge system works. It's kind of backwards. Now the other important thing and difference between each of these wires is the number of conductors that's in the wire. So this is a 12 gauge, and it has 2 current carrying conductors. Now it probably looks like there's 3 here. The ground's not counted. The bare wire here, that's the ground, not generally counted in that because it's not generally used to carry electricity. So this would be called 12-2 Romex because it's got 2 current carrying conductors. Now this one is a 14-3. That's because it has 3 14 gauge current carrying conductors. The black, the red, and the white, and then the bare copper ground. The red is also used as a hot, like the black is, and this type of wire is often used where you're doing a 3-way switch, which we'll get into a little bit more later. But the important thing here is starting to understand the nomenclature when talking about wiring and what that means. So the first number is the gauge, the second number is the number of current carrying conductors. So we've got 14-3 here, we've got the 12-2 here. This one is 6-2 because these are 6 gauge conductors, and there's 2 of them with the bare copper ground in the middle. And then this one is a 10-3 because these are thicker than the ones we were seeing earlier, thicker 10 gauge conductors, and there's 3 of them.